What's going on, everybody? Hey, we want to welcome you guys here to this wonderful Wednesday night. And when it's Wednesday, it's what day?
Hump
Sarai?
day.
There it is. So, with that being said, we want to welcome everyone again to Sports Lounge Media, where we bring you all of the sports content that we possibly can. And this week, we have, of course, Week 15 recap, along with our predictions for next week, and of course, our weekly power rankings. So make sure everyone hits the like, follow, and subscribe. You can also go to our sportsloungemedia.com to our landing page, which is currently under is actually we're working on the website to have full access where you'll start seeing blogs and all of that good stuff, and including our web store. So if you need any of your shirts, hats, actually we got beanies coming out also. So for those of you that are on the East Coast, where I know it's probably freezing cold right now, but they will have even little pom poms if you want the pom poms, whatever you want. We'll be able to take care of that. And so with that being said, we have our lovely CIO, Miss Sarai. How you doing tonight, ma'am?
I am doing amazing. How are you, Mark?
Oh, it's another Monday, but of course, this is the one time that I can say it actually is Wednesday.
So it feels like a Monday, but it's Wednesday.
It always does. I got 6 Mondays and a Sunday. That is for sure. There's always something wrong, but guess what? It always turns out good, especially once I get to go down here live with all y'all. And so, no, we want to real quick. We're gonna go right into the comments. We got Diamond Hands saying, "Let's go birds." I don't know about that one, but we
Go
won't hold it
birds,
against
junkie.
we won't hold it against you, junkie. We won't hold it against you. But with that being said, we're going to hop right into a Week 15 recap of the big games. And with that being said, the one of the big ones, of course, was the Broncos defeated the Packers 34-26. The big note from that was Micah Parsons is out for the season with a torn ACL. I'm going to ask you, Sarai, does that affect the Packers, in your opinion, on playoffs and possibly a Super Bowl run?
I know it's super detrimental to lose Micah Parsons, right? We never wish injury on any player, and it's always so devastating. I actually think the Packers are going to be okay.
You think they'll be all right? I'm gonna say, as a Packer fan, I'm gonna say this: when you see obviously the amount of times that he's putting pressure, Micah Parsons actually has pressure on the QB a total of 68 times. Second best is Sean Gary at
Right.
a third. He has a third of that. So uh, that defense better figure something out, and they better figure how to be putting pressure on the quarterback, because they have lost 4 games, and so far in the 4 games, in the four
Right.
losses that the Packers have, they have only lost by, it was 3, 7, 6, and 8. So I mean, besides the tie, so I don't know.
I think it definitely impacts though how the game is planned for the opponent for sure. Because Micah does always rush the quarterback and puts that pressure on the quarterback. So I think that's going to be super important for the opposing team. I don't know if it's going to help any at all. But yeah, I mean, I think the Packers, I mean, they're definitely going to feel it, right? But I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we got down south saying it must be Wednesday. You know it is, brother, because it's hump day. It's Sports Lounge Media Day. And then, of course, we have our John Hamilton with our SLM bets. He's actually on his lunch right now, hopping on. Man, love having the support. The crew that we have here with all the shows, which you will see the commercial at the end. But with that being said, John, appreciate you, brother. And then, of course, down south, he is going to be live on Primetime Sports, presented by Sports Lounge Media. He's going to be rooting for the Packers on Saturday. I'm going to say, so am I, brother. So am I. And last but not least, he goes, he just said, actually, it's a loss for the Packers, but it's not the end for Green Bay. It's going to be tough. It's going to be
Right.
tough. And one last one, actually, John says, I think the Packers are the better team. It's just unfortunate how banged up they are. Man, it's across the NFL. It really
Right.
is. It is
There's been
absolutely
so many
absurd.
injuries. I'm just kind of wondering what is different. I do love that now they're going to put the requirements for the fields, right? So now they're going to have to go through specific requirements for each field. But
The first requirement is get rid of all turf. That's the first requirement. Get a grass. If you're worried about the prep of it, then guess what? Build a dome. You
true.
know,
I
I'm,
know Philly will never build a dome, but
yeah.
we'll see.
So that was one of the big games. Another one, of course, we had the Bills and Patriots. Bills beating the Patriots 35-31. Patriots, obviously, they had one of the best records in the NFL at that time. But
Mhm.
the big thing for me was the Bills were down 21.
Right. They were at the
And to
beginning.
come back and get the win, Josh Allen is showing why he is this the reigning MVP. He might have been down, the last couple weeks he's been down, but he has came back all these last couple games.
Mhm.
So they're heating up when they need to, which is big, very important for them. Another big game, of course, it was the Lions and the Rams. Um, 41-34. On that being said, it does affect the Lions' chance of getting into the playoffs, but they still have a chance, better than the Dallas Cowboys, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
Because
1%.
Dallas got that loss against Minnesota. JJ McCarthy, really? Dallas, you lost to JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, that was
Ooh.
I was actually at that game, and that was a very crazy game for sure. It was back and forth, right, for the longest time. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if Dak was being Dak. I don't know if it was a team. But yeah, they definitely just let it go.
Yeah, Dak, he realized, he's like, oh crap, guys, it's week 15. I got to start screwing up somehow so we don't make the playoffs. I think
Do
that's what
that
happened with Dak on
interception.
that one. Um, Another big game and other big news: Chargers beat the Chiefs, knocking the Chiefs out of the playoffs. First time in Patty Mahomes' career. But then on top of
Mhm.
that, of course, he tore his ACL, so he is out for the year. So that's a big one in itself. Everyone, a lot of people we, obviously here on SLM, we have a lot of conversations, but Bears beat the Browns. That was a battle of the backups, in my opinion, Caleb Williams and Shador Sanders.
Right,
Um, but the Bears defense showed up, and that's for sure. But of course, it is the Browns offense.
right.
The Browns offense has always been an issue. But with that being said, Myles Garrett is half a sack away from
From
breaking the
breaking a
season
record?
record, from breaking the record. So you
Okay.
guys got to sit there and keep attention to that game. Watch him, because that's the biggest thing. You're talking about there was always a lot of controversy when Brett Favre took the fall on Michael Strahan. Did
Mhm.
he take the fall so it gave Strahan the sack record for the season? Well, guess what? We're going into week 16, and he only needs half a sack. There is an advantage because he does have more playing time. Because
Right.
obviously they still have 18. They playing 18 weeks now instead of the old 16. But
Mhm.
still, and I will mention, of course, your guys' Eagles. But really, it's the Raiders, guys.
I think for
31-0.
for us logistical Eagle fans, those that are actually fans that understand the game, I will say this: it is just the Raiders, right? A lot of people this week have been saying it's just the Raiders. But I think as a fan that understands the game, there was a lot of positives that we could take forward into the next game. And I think we just saw a lot of different things happening. Jalen Hurts stayed, in the center. We played all 4 quarters. Defense did amazing. The offense, they were clicking. They were doing what they needed to do. We saw a lot of different plays. It wasn't like Saquon up the middle, Saquon up the middle, like deep ball. It wasn't all that was going on. So I think there is a lot of positive things that a lot of us are taking away from that game that might kind of give us a little bit of hope. Now we do have a game on Saturday. So yeah, we'll have to see if we can continue that.
Yep. So we got Junkie since a lot of injuries this year for every team. Some have been devastating, and turf. Once again, I agree with you, brother. It has to go. I'm
Mhm.
tired of seeing these ACLs get blown out left and right.
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Um, John, of course, he's asking. I'm worried about the Ravens game and Patriots. What's our takeaway on this, and who wins this game and why? Actually, John, that is going to be coming up here shortly. And Junkie, you're right. When it comes to that sack, dude, I don't remember who the record he broke, but yeah, I mean, I think he's still crying. I remember when they actually met up, he was ready to fight Favre. That was for sure. But yeah, um, but another big game, and the last big game I'm going to talk about actually is the Seahawks and the Colts. So Colts took the lead. Um, they were up 16-15 with like 30 seconds left, and Sam Darnold managed to sit there and drive the ball down the field. And with that being said, they managed to beat the Indianapolis Colts with not a single touchdown, 6 field goals. So I will say this: if you had the Seahawks kicker, bro, you made bank.
Yeah,
Like when it comes to fantasy, you had bank.
I was talking to someone about this because, we all talk about the Seahawks, right? Are the Seahawks a legitimate scary team? And I think that they do a lot of field goal kicking. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like this last game, like you just mentioned, they went down the field so many times and they could just not score. And it was a lot of field goals that actually won them that game. So are they legitimately scary is kind of what I keep questioning in my head. I know they do click on all cylinders, but I think that's just something they've become really short on is actually getting into the red zone and scoring.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Sam Darnold did have a pretty good game in that one. He was had 270 yards passing, only got sacked one time, zero run game. Absolutely, they had 50 yards total rushing as a team combined. JSN just continues his lead as the leading receiver in the NFL. But for me, when you look at it, it's like, dude, Jason Myers again. What was it? 6 for 6.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, the game winner was the 56 yarder, which is a phenomenal kick.
Mm-hmm.
As a former kicking coach, 56 yards is no slouch. I mean that's a leg. But Junkie, I will agree with you. The Colts are done. I mean,
Yeah. Let's talk about Philip Rivers, right? So his biggest debut happened this Sunday. How did you feel? Did you think that he did a great job? Do you think he's rusty? How do you feel? What were your thoughts on that?
considering the last time he played in a game was 2021, so I I, I thought it was kind of hilarious because I'm just like, had just had a kid not too long ago, has a grandkid also. I mean, I think he's got like what, 10, 12 kids, something like that. Um, I mean, it's something ridiculous. The phenomenal thing that obviously he has, with all the same woman, unlike what was Tyreek Hill or something like that. It's got like 12 baby mamas or I don't know, something ridiculous. But with that being said, for me, you know, it shows that he's been coaching high school football.
Mm-hmm.
But he still did, considering it's been 4 years, it wasn't. Yeah, let's be honest. He came back to the NFL because he needed the health insurance because he was getting ready to lapse. Is what happened. So now that he's re-upped, okay, we're going to go ahead and continue on for another 5 years, or something. I mean, that's definitely got to be what it's it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the mogul, he actually says he looked the way everyone thought he was going to look. Yeah, not good. That's for sure. Junkie saying Big Ben wants back in the NFL. I don't know where. I mean,
I actually think a lot of people that are either retired or have been out of the league were kind of like, how come I didn't get the call? I know that was a big controversy that was happening. Like Cam Newton was wondering why he didn't get the call. People were asking why Colin didn't get the call. Like there was just so much going on.
we all know why Colin didn't get the call. We don't even have to bring that conversation up. We all know exactly why Colin didn't get the call. The big thing for me is why I would have took Cam over Rivers, but I think because Philip Rivers knowing the system already, because they did not change from when he played there. It's the same
Right.
exact offensive system. So that's why you're going to bring in that type of player because, hey, I don't have to completely start from scratch. You have some familiarity with it. Sorry,
Right.
that's a word that's a tongue twister. That is for sure. Um, but with that being said, we're going to actually go right now. That's our week 15 recap. But right now, we're actually going to give the floor to Sarai and allow her to talk about Hearts and Howls.
Yeah, so Hearts and House, I want to introduce you guys to our pet of the week. This little husky filler, his name is Rudy. It is short for Rudolph. He is approximately the age between 2 and 3 years old. He is neutered, vaccinated, chipped. He is dog and kid friendly. He is 35 pounds. He's super social and playful, potty trained, and crate chained. And so I'd like to introduce you guys to Rudy. Hearts and House is a nonprofit organization based in the heart of Texas. They take in a lot of abandoned dogs or strays, and they try to get them into good health so that they can go out and find their forever family. If you guys are ever interested in adopting or donating, again, it is a nonprofit, so it's tax deductible. You can always visit our website at heartsandhouse.org, or you can always scan the QR code and you can go into the Adopt tab and see what cats, we do have cats, hearts and meows, and dogs if you're interested in in adopting any type of animal.
So that's that. Of course, we got Hearts and House, and the other one we have Cali Built Graphics, who takes care of again all of our shirts, hats, polos. You've seen me rocking the hoodies. I have definitely got those. I know DP has his hoodie. There's quite a few that are out there.
Right.
Again, we're also working on hats. We've already seen the dad hats, but we're working on another version. Of course, we've also got, like I said, the beanies. For all of y'all that are on the East Coast or that want your little ears, warm or whatever. I'm just like, suck it up. It's cold. Get over it. But anyway, you can sit there and get everything at Calibit Graphics. The web store is going to be coming to you live from the website. It's all being formatted as we speak. So that is being worked on because it'll be not just a landing page, but a full accessible website. And so with that, we are going to get into our next week's games. With that being said, week 16, big games, big game. So right off the bat, Thursday night football with primetime sports. Of course, we've got the Rams and the Seabirds. Who do you got in that one?
I mean, you know my feelings about the Lambs, so I got to go Seahawks. I feel like they split. I feel like they go into Seattle and they find out who Seattle is, and I feel like there's not going to be just field goals. I think it's going to be a battle, to be honest with you. I think it's going to go back and forth for quite a while, but I do think the Seahawks bring home the dub.
All right. Real quick, of course, we got the mogul. He says, just talking about the hats, from Cali Built. He's got the dad hat. And Junkie, hey, brother, you need a hat, let me know. I get you, what size you need. Always got to support that SLM. We appreciate you, being on here every week. And of course, the mogul saying, the hat is definitely fire. So, but back to week 16. Another big one for Saturday. Packers and the Bills.
Ooh.
Or sorry, Packers and the Bears. Yeah, we don't care about that. That's how irrelevant the Bears
I was like, wait.
That's how irrelevant the Bears. I'm just like, I'd rather see the Bills than the Bears. That's for sure. But no. So Packers, we got Green Bay and Chicago. This is the first time they're going to be facing. Or no, I'm sorry. This is the second time, their second meeting, because the Packers won the first meeting a couple weeks ago. And so, yeah, this is the one game that got flexed to Saturday night. So that one is going to be a phenomenal game. The big thing is originally Green Bay was favored, but now with Micah being out, it's kind of flopped. So our SLM bets, guy John, he is going to sit there bringing that to you. But yeah, I think the Packers are going to take that one. I think they're going to get the sweep, just like the mogul brand is saying. It sounds like we got Rudy back there in the background. That's what it sounds like. Also on that Rams game, we got no Devontae Adams, so they're going to double up Puka. Yeah. And Parkinson is going to eat, is what Junkie is saying. And again, Junkie, send one of us a DM. Let us know. Get us your shipping address, and we'll get you a dad hat. And stuff like that. So, and DP also, down South Philly show, you've seen him. He's rocking his quarter zip. So, hey, it's definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. So, yes, exactly. Hearts and howls at the house. And it's muted. You're muted.
Wait,
So
can
yeah,
you see?
nope,
Okay,
can't see you. We couldn't hear you. Okay, there
hey
we
y'all,
go. There we
sorry.
go.
Santa came early to my house and I have
Yeah.
a
So
Belgian and she gets crazy. So I had to like run and like make sure Santa
so
wasn't gonna
well,
knock on the door. Sorry about that, y'all.
I can say what, or was it Rudy? Was it Rudy there?
It wasn't Rudy.
It wasn't
Might
Rudy.
have been Rudy
Man,
and Santa. Maybe he thought we were talking about him.
I don't know. He got a little jealous. I mean, just so you guys know, we're not talking about Rudy Rudiger either. And if you guys know
That's
that,
what
I'm aging
happens when
myself drastically.
you're a
Um,
pet parent.
yeah. So other big games, Lions and Steelers. Hey, Lions are still playing for a playoff spot. Steelers are playing for that division. So that one's going to be a tough one. Um, One that I'm picking a sleeper team on this one. You got Chiefs and Titans. I'm taking the
Mm.
Titans with Patty Mahomes out. I don't think Gardner Minshew. I don't think Uncle Rico's got it.
Mania?
Yeah, Minshew made it. No, Uncle Rico. He's not going to throw nothing over no mountain. He going to sit there. Yeah, I'm taking Tennessee on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another huge game. Tampa Bay and Carolina playing for first place. You know,
The Bucks
Tampa's
have been
favorite.
kind of disappointing lately because I feel like they've gotten all their players back and
They've been actually, Mike Evans, he's
he played
he's got to
last
get his
week.
feet wet. Huh? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with that being said, another big game that John brought up, Patriots and Ravens. Again,
Ooh.
Baltimore is playing for their
Yeah.
division.
Yeah.
You know, so with that being said, Baltimore has to sit there and win to keep up with Pittsburgh. But I don't, because if Baltimore takes the win and Pittsburgh gets the L, they go tied again. And actually, I think at that point it becomes a Baltimore lead because I think they hold the head to head.
Right. I don't
But
know. I just feel like the Bucks haven't been playing their full potential, but then the Ravens
yeah,
sigh.
and so last game and the big game, Monday Night Football, December 22nd, the San Francisco 49ers and Indianapolis Ponies, because that's what
I
they're
think the
playing like.
Niners take it.
I think the Niners are going to take it. I mean, the Niners again. You're talking about a team that can go 11-4.
Mm-hmm.
If they take that win, that puts them at 11-4. I mean, it's putting them right there in contention. That's just crazy when you think about it. You're sitting in third place at 10-4 right now.
With all the injuries, they have made everything happen with all the injuries that the Niners have had just this year, which is crazy. It's the system. I keep saying
I
it.
mean, it of course, what do you expect? They have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you got to go out there and play when you got to play. So I think obviously the Niners are going to get that win. What big game stands out to you though? Like out of the ones that we were talking about, or is there another one that stands out?
I mean, I feel like I think we're kind of going down to the wire now with a lot of games. I definitely feel like a lot of it's going to be determined by the W's this whole weekend. Like even in Philly, I mean, it's a super important game. Can we take the win and take on the division and break the drought of back-to-back division winners? I also think, like you mentioned, the Bucks game is going to be a determining factor. There's like so many. I think that it's going to be a great weekend to definitely watch. The other thing is, I was going to ask you, do you think it's going to definitely be weird that games are on a Saturday? Is that weird? Do you think that'll be weird to the players? Like,
I think it's depressing for guys like me. Being honest, because Tennessee's not playing yet, not until the bowl game.
mm-hmm.
So it is a little depressing. Um,
Right.
But I think it's any other thing. I mean, it's not really. I don't really consider playing on a Saturday or Sunday a short week. Not to
Right.
me.
And we have Christmas games. Like there's so much going
Yeah,
on next week, which is kind of crazy.
yeah.
Sure.
Junkie says he's got the 49ers and DP. He agreed. Easy schedule plus again no QB for half the season, and they're running a West Coast system.
Hmm.
Um, DP says he goes, it won't be weird to him, about playing on Saturday. He don't care. But the mogul has the Packers and Bears and the Bucks and Panthers. Those are the big games that he's looking forward to.
Hmm.
But all the primetime games, of course, with primetime sports presented by SLM is going to be fire. That is for sure. And don't be hating, brother. Yes, Tennessee still got a bowl game. We're playing against the Illini. We already beat one orange team last year, beating Clemson. Now we're going to be the other stupid orange team beating the Illini. So haters are going to hate. Um, and Junkie says, he goes, I hate when they make me work Saturday, when they make Saturday games. He goes, because he has to work. Just do like I do. Keep the phone in your pocket and put your earbuds in. I do it all the time. I ain't gonna miss football. I mean, I definitely won't miss Tennessee football. That's for sure. Um, but actually, for me, the big game is the 105 game, the Broncos and the Jaguars. I did not
Okay.
mention that one specifically for a reason. That's going to be a tough game. The Jags are playing. They're playing for again because Colts are
Mhm.
basically done. But with the Jags playing, and they need to get that win, because Houston plays against the Raiders. So you
Oh,
you know you have a chance. Um, they can lose that division, and Broncos are already locked in. I don't see realistically. I mean, they have a 2-game lead right now over the Chargers.
right.
So, um, yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. That is for sure. Uh, and down south's trying to say they're going to be playing in the KFC Bowl, bro. Where are the Gamecocks playing at? Oh, I don't even think they made a bowl game. Anywho, we're going to keep this to the NFL. Because we've even got the mogul saying, did the Ducks make the playoffs? Asking for hey, we don't care about the Ducks. They have to keep running divisions to try to win something because they don't know what it's like to play in a real conference. But with that being said, that
Yeah, I'm
this
a Ducks fan too.
I know you are, but I will say this. With that being said, of course, this week 16 picks were brought to you by the Diamond Collection and the Mogul brand, which we want to thank them, being affiliated with us. And of course, we also have Number One Sports Fan. They're located in Tulare, Visalia, Hanford, and West Covina. They actually just got a reshipment of the dang Dodgers World Series crap. I don't really care about that stuff. But and of course, last but not least, and one of the big ones, especially when it comes to discounts, hit up Brian at BrianMartinoConstruction.com. And you mentioned Sports Lounge Media, and he will give you $1,000 off for any project that is $10,000 or more. I don't know about you guys at Christmas time. I'll take that $1,000 off. That is for sure. And so, with that being said, the best time, and all y'all in the comments, do us a favor. We want you guys to remember like, follow, and subscribe. If you're watching the replay, you can still do the same thing. Keep it going. But we want to know your guys' power rankings right now. Put them in the comments. And with that being said, Sarai, I'm going to leave it to you and allow you to start with your power rankings.
Ooh, so we are almost down to the wire. So super excited. I feel like this year has gone by so quick. The season has gone by so quick, and it's been so unpredictable. Here are my power rankings. So for number 5, I have the Houston Texans making an appearance on my power rankings for the first time. Then number 4, I have the Seahawks. Low key, that's my West Coast team. I also have at number 3 the Patriots. Did it for Kendall, of course. No, I'm just kidding. But I think the Pats have been doing a really good job. And who would have ever thought that their record would be what it would be this year? At number 2, I have the Los Angeles Rams. And then at number 1, I have the Broncos.
The one pick that I have, your number 5 team, Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Why
They have a
Houston?
dominant defense team.
100%. 100%. I am not going to deny that. I mean, when you look at what they've done defensively, they've actually given up the least amount of points this season in the NFL at
Mhm.
228. But
Right.
I don't know. So we're going to put these out here real quick. So the mogul has the Jags at number 5,
Mm-hmm.
the Pats at number 4, the Seabirds at number 3, the Lambs at number 2, and the Broncos at number 1. Hmm. All right. I can see the Jags. I can see the Pats. Again, the Seabirds. I don't know. I don't know. Um, we have Junkie saying, bro, we're not even going to mention that number 5 team because that's gross. I agree. It is 100% gross. Um, but again, but with that being said, I mean, it's the Bears and they played against the Browns. I don't know about that one. But anyway,
Bear
so he's got
down. That's all I've been hearing all week. Bear down. Bear down. I'm like,
let me around a bear. I'll shoot it with the 30-06. So, but with that being said, he's got the Seabirds at number 4, Patriots at 3, Rams at 2, Denver at 1. The mogul saying the Texans defense will carry them into the playoffs. That's for sure.
I also
Yeah,
think they have a winning streak momentum right now that's going on, and then like they do kind of have a strong overall record. We will see. We'll see how the Texans do.
yep. So for me, my honorable mention is the Seabirds. So I got them sitting on the outside looking in, just for the fact being that it took 6 field goals to win a game against a 44-year-old quarterback. At least it wasn't 7.
Can you imagine driving down the field and just having to settle for field goals?
Yeah,
But
I'm
you
gonna.
win the game. How do you defend
I'm
that as a fan?
See, I'm gonna keep that comment what I have just playing in my head. It's like driving down the field to getting there, like almost scoring, and it's like, nope.
Like, stop, break.
Exactly. So I'm gonna keep that. But like I said, he managed to kick 6 field goals. Of course, it wasn't 7, which is a good thing. But I got the Seabirds with my honorable mention. I've got the Jags at number 5, obviously with the way that they're playing, and it's just I honestly think the Jags are going to take that division. I would like to see Houston make it because of that defense. I think it deserves it. I have always said defense and run teams is what makes playoffs. But number 4, I've got the Patriots. They dropped down from my number 1 spot. We got Junkie saying Seahawks can't finish. I know. I don't know about you guys, but if you guys ever gave an Alka-Seltzer pill to a Seahawks, you'll see exactly what it does. And that's exactly what they do. They get down to the end, get ready to score, and all of a sudden, I think someone tosses up an Alka-Seltzer pill, and then it's like they just implode. Okay, they're done. With that being said, number 3, I got a lot of people question me. Of course, you know me. I like to stir the pot a little bit. I've got the Buffalo Bills. I got the Bills at number 3. But again, this is for the week, you guys. Just so you guys remember, my power rankings for the week, not for the season. It's for the week. And
You
with
just
what
feel like Josh Allen's playing hero ball. That's what it is.
100%, 100%. He is
All
straight up
Josh
showing
Allen.
up with the Superman cape.
Carrying them on their backs, just
He
my whole
is.
team,
I
get
mean,
on.
of course, him and Haley announced that they're having their first kid, which I think you're supposed to be. Did you talk about that on T with Soraya, or is that this week's episode?
That might be this week's episode.
Oh, so I mean, there it is. I mean, because not only that, I think it was Dalton Kincaid or someone else had their first kid or something like that on Sunday.
Day.
Yeah, we don't care about him. He's from the Lambs. But no. So of course we've had that. But so again, I've got Buffalo at number 3. Number 2, I got the Lambs, and number 1, I've got the Broncos. Now Junkie is saying, he goes, I don't see any of the top 5 except the Rams going into the playoffs, going far into the playoffs. And he also says Josh Allen would be good with good wide receivers, would be unstoppable. 100%.
For the Rams,
100%.
though, I feel like a lot of their games are close games.
They are.
When it comes to very well playoff caliber teams. And I feel like, to me, that's one thing that I don't think I've ever been sold on the Rams this year, is because, yes, of course, you get it done when they're beatable teams. But I think, like, when you are hanging around, it's down to a field goal or down to a 2-point conversion. Are the Rams legit, or will they implode?
I mean, let's be honest. But now, no, hold on. Now, let's be honest. You guys, being Eagles fans,
we beat them.
You beat them. But with that being said, y'all had quite a few games.
True.
And that's why I couldn't put them, for a lot of times I did not have them at number 1 when everyone else did, but it was because they did not beat the teams dominantly like they should have. And that is why I always kept.
We did it this week just for you, Mark. Just for you. We did this with the Raiders.
And I was impressed.
75 yards our defense held the Raiders, which it's the Raiders. I get it. It's understandable.
Yeah. I mean, Geno Smith. Kenny Pickett.
Sometimes I feel like Kenny Pickett threw the game just for us because he loves us.
Yeah, I don't know. And
I agree, John.
DP says, he had a prime Diggs, but couldn't beat the Pats. Having one receiver is not going to help you. Mm-hmm. The Rams can't do anything when they only had Puka. Then all of a sudden, what happened? They got Devontae because Cooper was on the downside of his career. The Eagles. I'm going to use the Eagles as an example because everyone talks about 1A, 1B wide receiver. Devontae Smith is not a 1A, 1B. He's a number 2. But 2 legitimate wide receivers that are young, not a senior citizen wide receiver. And, we all know that. But that's where, for me, I'm like, you got to have 2 wideouts. Or you got to at least have a tight end. I mean, he's got Dalton Kincaid as his tight end. I mean, come on, let's be serious. So I don't know. But, and then Junkie saying Eagles are going to back-to-back. Book it.
I'm booking it.
I'll say this. Being confident like that.
I stand on my prediction. Eagles and Bills, Super Bowl. I stand on it.
And I think that's a great that's a great selection. But I think with the way the Patriots are playing, I think it's Josh Allen's experience is going to help. And of course, but I'm going to get back to my number 1 before I get into this comment. But I got number 1 obviously at Denver. Can't beat it. And
no, what is their saying? Pony up is SMU. My apologies.
I don't even know. I don't even know what I don't even care about.
I don't know either. I'm trying to learn. That's my new goal, is to try to learn everybody's slang.
Yeah, Cowboys threw a party when they beat the Raiders. Cowboys throw a party whenever they win anything.
I told all the Cowboy fans here, your Super Bowl was 3 weeks ago. You celebrated it well. Pat should have had a parade.
Smitty is not a number 1, brother. He is not a number 1. I'm sorry. I mean, if he's a number 1, it's because he's shaped like a number 1.
Let me bring this out. We might need to use this tonight.
So, and Junkie saying he called it before the season, Bills and Birds. So, we are miles high is their slogan. Just because they play in Mile High Stadium, or is it because that weed was legal in Colorado first?
They're always high in the clouds.
But with that being said, again, that is actually all that we got for tonight. I want to thank you all. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Sports Lounge Media, and also watch this commercial here at the end. That is going to show all of our shows. And next Tuesday, okay, just so you guys know, we are
What's happening next Tuesday?
We are having a special.
Ooh.
there is not going to be a Wednesday night Christmas Eve show. We are doing an ugly sweater show here with SLM and all of our other hosts. And it's just going to be one big, giant, ugly sweater party. So I don't know.
Jammy party? Oh, ugly sweater.
I'm going to have to probably find like an Eagles sweatshirt or something like that since it's ugly sweater. But with that, that being said,
a Tennessee sweater.
No, I got plenty. Hey, I don't care. I'll straight rock some orange and white checkered overalls. It don't bother me a bit. But no, with that being said, next Tuesday we are having our special. It is going to be our Christmas Eve show with the ugly sweater theme. Don't forget to sit there and follow us on that one. So again, there will not be a Wednesday night show, but don't forget we got primetime sports tomorrow night with Down South Philly show and Dom. He's also going to have games on Saturday. He's going to have games on Sunday.
I feel like I'm sitting on the couch watching the games with DP and Dom. Their emotion and their reaction just makes me feel like I'm family.
Right, exactly. So, Junkie, I agree, brother. It is a boo. The fact is that we're not going to have a show, but we want to make sure here family is very important to us, and a lot of people do Christmas Eve things. I just think it's weird. I'm just like, I am the Grinch. When you walk into my house right now, literally, my Christmas tree is the Grinch tree. It is the Grinch tree, and I'm just like, they put a sign up at, they're just like, hey, what are you going to do? So, actually, DSP down south.
We have Christmas games.
No, it's Christmas Eve.
No.
That's right. So, Down South Philly show. See, I mean, I'm not saying you don't love your family, brother. I'm not saying that. But no, he will be on Wednesday. And Junkie saying boo for the for what was the Eagle sweater. I mean, it's just a joke. Trust me, I really don't have an ugly.
Secretly, Junkie loves the Eagles.
No, I really don't. I'll be real with y'all. I get a lot of people give me a hard time to say, are you a Lions fan or are you a Packer fan? I am a Tennessee Volunteer fan. I spend more time paying attention to former Volunteer players than I actually do my own team. I pay attention to Juwan Jennings for the Niners. I pay attention to Alvin Kamara. I want to see what is Trey Smith doing? What is Darnell Wright doing for the Bears? I was looking forward to sit there seeing Hendon Hooker in Detroit. Unfortunately, they managed to screw that one up. I just enjoy watching people, players from my college. That is for me. I will always make sure that it is about Tennessee Volunteers. I even told my niece when I officiated her wedding, she was like, can you officiate it? Yeah. When is it? It's in October. Okay. As long as it's not the third Saturday. If it's the third Saturday, Alabama and Tennessee's playing, you're going to have to find somebody else. Any other weekend, I'm good. Just not that one. I'm like, but, so I spend more time watching my actual, the people that played in college, than I do my own personal team. So that's why you'll see me fight for a lot of things, because there are quite a few Tennessee Volunteers on the lines. I fight a lot for Jalen Hyatt, with the Giants. Phil, he should be getting more play time. They're wasting his career. There, I just send him to Green Bay. We need a dang legitimate wide receiver, not these stupid freaking, my knee. I'm like, I don't know what's worse, them complaining about their dang knees or Matt Stafford, playing brokeback. So, with that being said, again, like, follow, and subscribe to the Sports Lounge Media. We thank you, and we hope you all have a blessed evening. And I will not be the one that ever says happy holidays. And so, if you guys are not able to catch the show, the ugly sweater episode on Tuesday next week, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. And so, with that being said, peace out.